Welcome to Wednesday Wisdom. Hope this finds you well and safe. As we continue our study of the book of Proverbs, we come to chapter 13. Verse 1 tells us, a wise son accepts his father's discipline, but a scoffer does not listen to rebuke. So, wise people may not enjoy being corrected, but they will listen to it and they will try to learn and get the most from it, because wise people are always trying to better their course in life. Then he says in verse 3, the one who guards his mouth preserves his life. The one who opens wide his lips comes to ruin. Boy, how true that is. Sometimes it's much better just not to say anything, because so many people have done so many bad things many times because they had to open their mouth, they had to say something when it wasn't really necessary. So guard your mouth. Be careful about what you say, and be careful how you say what you say. Verse 5, a righteous man hates falsehood, but a wicked man acts disgustingly and shamefully. Wow, that's kind of a contrast. A righteous person, of course, doesn't want to be lied to. They don't want to listen to things that are not true. But then the wicked person, they're going to act in a wicked way. They're going to follow that wicked path. Verse 6, righteousness guards the one whose way is blameless, but the wickedness subverts the sinner. So people, even in the Old Testament times, were trying to live lives pleasing to God. They wanted to be blameless. And so righteousness, that right living, that guards us, that protects us, that helps us as we try to live a life that would be pleasing unto God. Verse 9, the light of the righteous shines brightly, but the lamp of the wicked goes out. Well, obviously Jesus is going to pick up on that, because he says as Christians we're supposed to be the light of the world, and we're to allow that light to be seen. And I'll be honest, brothers and sisters, there's a dark, dark world out there. And that dark, dark world really needs the light of Christianity shining brightly, so people can see there's a better way, a better course, a better means by which they can live. And so we need to make sure that we are living rightly, so our lights will be the right kind of light. It'll be a light that is worthy of people coming to, a light that will illuminate the way to Jesus Christ. And that is the greatest need the world has, both today and, of course, in times past. Through insolence, verse 10, comes nothing but strife. But wisdom is with those who receive counsel. Lazy, uncaring people, well, they're going to wind up fussing and fighting and yah-yahing and these other things. But wisdom comes to those who listen to the wise, who try to learn, who try to increase their knowledge. Then one of those common sense statements that Solomon throws in every now and then, Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but the desire fulfilled is a tree of life. Every one of us at some point in time has experienced the first part of verse 12. We've had something we hoped for, something we looked forward to that just didn't come about. And it always disappoints us. It makes us sad. But then, when something we wanted and longed for and worked for and labored for comes about, well, that's like a tree of life. Boy, it's great. It feels good. We're happy. We accomplished a goal, and we can move on. 14, the teaching of the wise is a fountain of life, to turn aside from the snares of death. We need a lot of wise teaching in our world right now. There's a lot of people that need to be turned aside from a pathway of death because instead of listening to the wise, they've been listening to Satan. And there's way too many people listening to Satan and following the pathway that he really wants them to follow. So we've got to make sure we share with them those things that God would have them to know. Well, verse 19 kind of goes with verse 12. Desire realized is sweet to the soul, but it is an abomination to fools to turn away from evil. Well, think about it. Young people work K through 12. And when they get to graduation night, it's an exciting time for them. It's a time to celebrate, or you get your baccalaureate degree from college or a graduate degree. It's time to be happy, time to celebrate, because we've worked at something. We desired it, we went for it, and now we've accomplished it. It makes us feel good. But for the fool, the overconfident, they just continue to turn and go into evil because they're not going to listen. They're not going to learn. 21, adversity pursues sinners, but the righteous will be rewarded with prosperity. The way of sinners is hard, is what one of the versions says. And if I remember correctly, that was on a sign as prisoners entered Sing Sing prison. Adversity pursues sinners. And we see it so much in our world today. It's just chasing after people that are in rebellion against God. And then finally, verse 25, the righteous has enough to satisfy his appetite, but the stomach of the wicked is in need. Yeah, righteous people learn, as Paul teaches us in the New Testament, to be content. Not always longing after things, not always wanting more and more and more and more. We learn to be content. And so we have enough. We have enough. And as we look at ourselves in this country especially, we are so very blessed. We have so many things for which we can be thankful. And so let it be that way. Let us be a people that are full of thanksgiving, thanking God for the abundant and many ways He has blessed us. And may He help you day by day to live for Him. Have a good week.